Hello and welcome to episode 31 of Unknown to World Known. We're back with Lincoln City with the final two games of the season. Since you were last with us, when we played Crawley and Notts County, we then got smashed 4-0 by Southend. We lost 1-0 to Barrow. Bounced back with a 5-1 win against Shrewsbury before losing to Grimsby, and then finally we beat Forest Green in the most recent game, heading into this game against Northampton, which sees us on the edge of the playoffs. We're 1 point behind Southend, 3 points behind Newport, and level on points with Forest Green. Carlisle 1 point behind them, Plymouth 3 points behind them. So it's still very tight. According to this week, we finish anywhere between 5th and 13th. So as low down as Morecambe could still, in theory, get into the playoffs. Hopefully, it's going to be us that get in the playoffs. And we're going to go see how we're going to try and do that against Northampton. So against Northampton, we're going with a lineup of Ruddy in goal, a back four of Smith, Sitanovic, Susker and Ruffin. A midfield, James Wilson's on the right, a midfield three of Carroll, Phillips and Norris. And then on the left, we've got... Midfield three of Carroll, Phillips and Lindo. And then Norris on the left with Stewart through the middle, who got 2 goals in the most recent game. I think he got 2 in the 5-1 win against Shrewsbury as well. So he's starting to score a few more goals here and there. And hopefully today he can have a good impact for us. The games we need to be watching are, of course, the Carlisle game, Forest Green, and probably the Southend game as well. As Carroll dispossesses, plays it forward to Stewart, who sends it back to Smith. And that's a very, very poor pass forward. And now Northampton going to try and find some space down our left-hand side, ball in towards Ferguson. This is so frustrating, the way this team has been playing. We are unbelievably inconsistent. And Bone and Cordner now trying to create another chance for Northampton. I just wish I knew what was going wrong more than anything. We don't seem to be able to, there's no, oh, we play well against this type of team, bad against this type of team. It's just, we'll play really bad, then we'll play really well. And there's no logical reasoning for any of it. And at the moment, we're dropping down to 9th out of the playoffs. And it's just ridiculous the way our season goes sometimes. I mean, this game now, we're not creating anything in this game. We're going to make a change to gegenpress. Why not? What's the worst that can happen? Stewart trying to run into space finds Wilson on the right, who's recently back from injury. He cuts past his man and sends it wide of the post. Wilson, as I mentioned, back from I believe it was torn hamstring, or it might have been knee ligaments. And at half time, I mean, that was a big chance there, but I'm not angry, I'm just disappointed. That'll rattle a few of them, I hope. We've got the throw in now that Smith is going to launch into the box. And Phillips has headed it into the back of the net. Makes it 1-1. And hopefully now we can push on and get a win in this game. Big throw from Smith. Don't know what the goalkeeper's doing, but don't particularly care either. Of course, Northampton bottom of the league, so while I'm not surprised that we went 1-0 down because that's how we've been, I am annoyed that we've gone 1-0 down. I'm annoyed that it's only 1-1 just as the second half starts. So hopefully we can get a couple more now to make it a bit more comfortable, as Wilson tries to go past his man on the right-hand side again. And that was very questionable. decision. Phillips with the cross in towards the far post. Citanovic is on the end of it, and it's 2-1, which pushes us back into the playoff spots. We're going to drop down to a balanced mentality straight away because I don't trust this team at all. Once again, goalkeeper in a bit of no man's land. So at the moment, Newport County they are losing. So at the moment, something's happened now. I think Newport County have got an equaliser from the looks of it. Yeah, they've just equalised against Grimsby. Ball forward to as far as Lewis, but he easily collects it, and Flores now. Wilson does well there and picks the ball up. He's got a chance to try and play it forward, and instead he nearly costs us a goal. We're going to bring Phillips off because he's looking very tired. We're going to bring Savage on in his place and make him a deep lying playmaker. And now 15 minutes to go. We're going to look to make another change. So at the moment, Southend must be winning as well, I can only assume. Yeah, Southend are winning. Forest Green are losing, but Carlisle are winning against Barrow. We could really do if Carlisle drop points, then we're in a massively strong position. We're going to bring Scully on for Wilson and Noyle on for Smith. That right-hand side's been struggling all day, really. So we'll make those changes, and hopefully these last few minutes now we can just manage to see this game out, which would be a lovely change the way our season. They are doing all sorts of changes to their formation, but we have managed to pick up a 2-1 win away to Northampton. It wasn't pretty, and we are going to tell them we got away with that, but it is an important result that sees us keep our playoff spot with one game to go. And Carlisle ended up, oh, what a turnaround. In fact, I mean, that pretty much confirms we're in the playoffs because a 14-goal swing doesn't seem likely. But we're back with the final game in just a moment. Okay, so we're back now for the game against Stockport County. And we're going with a lineup of Ruddy, Smith, Citanovic, Soska, Ruffin, Lindo, Carroll, Phillips, Scully coming in on the right-hand side for Wilson, and then Norris and Stewart up front. And Luck is very annoyed about Citanovic despite the goal he scored to win us the last game. And now here we go for the final game of the season. As I mentioned, Forest Green playing Newport County, which means if Forest Green can get a result and we can get a result, we could climb up to 5th place potentially. But either way, we are all but guaranteed the final playoff spot because of the goal difference between ourselves and Forest Green, and Stewart wastes no time putting us 1-0 up to start us on our way to the playoffs. No messing around. Scully with a fantastic cross across to Norris, who puts the ball straight on the head of Stewart into the top corner. And we're doing what we can to try and climb a little bit higher up the table. And Soska has put us 2-0 up from the corner from Phillips. Goalkeeper seems to have made a bit of a mistake, which has been a theme. But Phillips in towards the near post. Soska with a fantastic header. I mean, don't know what was happening there. But Phillips now with a free kick, and we've hit the post. And this has been a fantastic start. And Norris has gone down. It's not a foul. Armstrong with a chance to break for them, but no, Carroll dispossesses. Haygarth flies into a tackle there, but Carroll somehow comes away with the ball and is eventually brought down by Gilmore, who somehow isn't getting a booking for that. And so far, Notts County are now winning against Bromley. Newport County are losing to Forest Green, which means we climb up another spot. And the long throw, Stewart's been pushed by Turner. giving us a penalty, which is going to be taken by Scully, who blasts it into the top right corner. And where has this Lincoln been all year? As we go 3-0 up now against Stockport. And this is the type of result you want headed into a playoff run. And hopefully, looks like most likely we're going to be playing Southend as it stands. They're winning against Carlisle. Oh no, it's back to 1-1 in the Notts County game. So at the moment, we'd now be playing the team in 4th. We're going to tell them we're very happy with the way things are going so far. So at the moment, we'll be playing Harrogate Town, who seem a bit of an odd one to be that high up in some respects. I'm sure they were not even in the National League in real life. I think they're in the North-South. Sitanovic picks the ball up, plays it out to Scully, and Phillips finds Stewart further forward, who plays it back to Scully, back to Stewart. And we're working it inside now. Phillips finds Norris, who lets fly but sends it just wide into the Stockport County fans. We're going to praise them at this point. So either of these teams, Southend or Newport, Southend now drawing, which means we would climb above them and face Newport County. So more than anything at the moment, we're just trying. It's just a matter of we're doing our part and we're just finding out who we're going to be playing in the playoff semi-finals. We're going to bring Smith off for Noyle. Noyle has really been struggling on that at right back at the moment. I think the final change we're going to make now, we're going to send Wilson on, just carry on building his fitness up. And we're going to bring Norris off. And we'll send Scully down the left-hand side for the last 10 minutes or so. And it looks like we're going to take a comfortable victory here against Stockport. We've played them a few times this year in the Cup as well, which we've knocked them out of. And Carroll from range hits the post, nearly putting us 4-0 up. But I believe, so Southend still down in their game. The cross comes in from Carroll. Nobody manages to get on the end of it, but he manages to find Sitanovic, who plays the ball in. Stewart makes it 4-0. And that is a comfortable final day of the season for us. Carroll collected the ball, gave it to Sitanovic, who has so much space to find the cross. And the goalkeeper, once again, bit of a dodgy decision there. Forest Green now 2-2. And I think from the looks of that, we are going to find ourselves in 6th place, as Southend draw with Carlisle and Newport draw with Forest Green, which means we will play our playoffs against Newport County. We'll be back in a moment just to have a look at when they're going to be and what we're going to do for the next episode. Okay, so we've got confirmation that we are going to be playing Newport County in the League 2 playoff semi-final. We're going to be playing the home leg first, and then the winner of these will play Southend or Harrogate Town in the playoff final. I was right about Harrogate Town. Yeah, they've had quite the rise recently. So they were in the National League, but they've never really come. They've been relatively okay, and then last year they kicked on quite a lot, and this year they've kicked on even more. So we'll be back with the two games against Newport County, home first, then away, with 3 days in between. And in those, we'll also check what happens between Southend and Harrogate Town. If you have enjoyed that, please do leave a like down below and comment, are we going to win the playoff finals? Are we going to go all the way and into League One? And if you are enjoying the series, do subscribe as well. And thank you very much for watching.